Hello, I'm Zachariah, a junior who started attending ASUPD at the start of my sophomore year. Before that, I moved around my city a lot and attended a total of 12 schools in my life, as well as 6 different child care and daycare facilities, 3 of which being the Boys and Girls Club of America. I went to schools in the worst part of my city, and the state ranking last in nearly every education standard. I also went to really good schools on the other side of town, known for having very high standards. I have met literally hundreds of people across different spectrums of society in my life, and I speak for many people who I have observed for growing up. One thing I noticed both with myself and with others is how society has shifted. Lately, we've all become more on edge, more tense, upset, and frustrated. I want to lay the foundation for societal recovery and help others not go through what I and many people I know have gone through because of the deterioration of tranquility from our society. Tranquility is a virtue described as not being disturbed by little things and common accidents and mistakes. The problem doesn't stem from one issue, it stems from a whole lot of issues, starting at birth, which making a list would take hours if you could even find them all. A lot of them are small things, like planned interactions with strangers, or lack thereof. Sometimes it's things like what characters in a show or a book might say, or how they act, and it's not what you would do, and you think it's stupid and it frustrates you. Or another host of small other issues that aren't important to anything. As you get older, people might start getting more distant from you. Maybe it's because they have things going on in their lives, or they move away, or you split ways because of some argument. Maybe it's a lot of petty insults meant as jokes, but it starts to build up and you feel hurt by it. You get older and you start to see the world and you become frustrated with it. You're on social media and you see people talk about politics, and regardless of whether you agree or disagree, it makes you frustrated. You see, you go and turn on the news and you see the media talking about some horrible event here or in another country where people are dying or and suffering. Uh, Maybe it's someone at school or work or someone in your life that like less and less, and you think they make stupid decisions sometimes, and it frustrates you. Maybe it's if you go on social media again, you see a lot of constant doom and gloom that things like the world is going to end and stuff like that, and it makes you frustrated. It makes you frustrated, it makes you tense, it makes you passionate in some cases. And once you get older, you start working or try to get ahead at school, or you get really invested in a hobby or something that takes up a lot of time and energy. And you do things and it makes you happy. And but underneath that, if there's a bit of responsibility, you sometimes will start to feel anxious. And in our world, with the way it's going, you have a lot more things to be anxious about. Maybe something isn't going how it should, people are messing up, or maybe it's a supplier for your company's not getting stuff in time or at a good price and it's harder to find things, the cost of living going up, all of that stuff. Um, you you have to manage your life, and you have to manage your work, and you have to keep yourself in some sort of entertainment to keep yourself from losing your mind. And all of it just starts to build up, and it makes you feel frustrated. Everything piles up, and then one day you snap. And some people get depressed, and we've seen depression, especially in younger people, uh, your age and mine, have been increasing at alarming rates. And some people become hermits and quite literally live in their mother's basements, never going out to see the sun. Some people commit suicide. Some people commit horrible crimes against others: robbery, battery, assault, murder. Uh, you name it. Some people get into drugs and into horrible situations with really bad people. And this isn't just happening to you, this is happening to everyone around you. Today, everyone is upset. Trust in almost every major institution in this country is, and in other countries, is lower than it's ever been before in history. Polarization is at an all-time high. All kinds of violence and crimes are higher than ever before. A lot of people are getting upset over the smallest things, and some people even manage to get killed over it. insane. A man working at a McDonald's got killed over cold fries. A woman got killed for driving into the wrong driveway at night. A person in an argument got killed by someone who wasn't even a part of the argument. Uh, And it all starts with the small inconveniences that both increase in number and magnitude over the course of their lives, and is made exacerbated by certain situations going on in the world. Some will tell you that tranquility or tolerance is not what we're lacking most in this modern dystopia, but other personal, societal qualities. But without tolerance to even small things like petty insults and dissenting opinions, how can we, as a society, come together to solve the bigger issues? It all starts with tranquility, which is, as a society, we do need to have. Tranquility creates a tolerant and open society with less conflict than a society without tranquility. Through all kinds of media, and especially social media like Instagram and especially Twitter and other things, that's where people go and vent their frustrations. And we see that and we apply it. Some of us apply it to our real lives, and that makes all of us more depressed. And some people do crazy things on there. And there's not much you can do about it except be tolerant. With all the recent problems we're facing, people have become disillusioned, upset, stressed, and tense, and it's caused things like breakdowns in relationships and increases in violence, and something I forgot to mention earlier, especially domestic violence. Be kind to others and show tolerance for their shortcomings, and don't get hung up on petty insults. Learn to forgive where you can, if you can. You may not be able to change society, but you can change the people around you, and it will make their lives both much easier and happier, and it'll make your life both much easier and happier, which will allow you to set up a base for solving other issues in the future. And it'll help to set the groundwork for recovery for future generations.